Carnival is looking to overhaul its loyalty program. One airport has made a massive mistake, and it's Tuesday. You know what that means? Travel Trivia Tuesday. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, Adventure fam? I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're back. This is Adventures Calling Us, and I am Eric, your glorious host for today. And we got three little things that we want to talk about today, really two things, and a trivia question for your brain. So we're going to get to that at the end. However, let's talk about story number one. So story number one has to do with Carnival Cruise Lines, and you may have seen Carnival in the news lately. They're raising prices, they're getting rid of some things, they're dispelling myths, they're doing all kinds of things, and one thing that they are also doing is looking to overhaul their loyalty program. Yes, you've heard me right. Their VIFP, their very important fun people program. They're looking to overhaul it and update it, I guess, to make it new and fresh and just change it. I guess it's been the same for years, so yeah, let's talk about that. Cruise line ambassador John Heald for Carnival is, he recognizes the need for a change. He recognizes that there's something that needs to be done, and while no changes are imminent or forthcoming in the immediate future, there are a few options in which Carnival is going to explore, and let's talk about a few of those right now. If you've ever cruised on Carnival, you know you've been issued a VIFP number. That's a very important fun person number. That is a free enrollment that you get when you cruise with Carnival. And look, it's been the same program for years, and John Heald, cruise ambassador for Carnival, is saying, look, we know that we need to overhaul this, we need to change it. And if you've never sailed on Carnival, if you've never taken a cruise, what these loyalty programs do is, right, for each night, typically if each night of your sailing, you accrue points. These points allow you to reach different membership tiers, and along the way, right, with the different membership tiers, you get different perks and different things of that nature. So John Heald, cruise ambassador for Carnival, saying, look, it's been the same way forever. We need to change it. We know that. We recognize that. And while no changes are imminent or in the immediate future, there are a few options in which they're going to take a look at this. Most importantly, I think they're going to take a look at the way in which loyalty points are accrued. Now, I think this really came about because Carnival right now only recognizes the days that you're sailing. It doesn't recognize whether or not you've upgraded your room to, say, a balcony, a suite, or anything of that nature. Typically, when you book a higher priced room or a higher elevated room, you typically get more points for your sailing, and so Carnival doesn't typically do that, and so I think that's what spawned this entire conversation with John Heald and Carnival in general. What John Heald has come out and said is, he said, hey, look, this is being looked at by very smart people that are smarter than me, and what he does recognize, it needs a massive refresh, massive overhaul, and while he doesn't have any details of that right now, he does want to find other ways, and he wants to be able to thank their loyal cruisers with Carnival in better ways, and so they are definitely looking at the refresh of the program. John Heald also asked a group of cruisers who usually cruise with Carnival whether or not they feel like spending should be included in how they accrue points. And basically, if you spend more, you get more. And the feelings were mixed, right? Some people said yes, they feel that way, absolutely, and some said, look, you should just stick to the number of nights that you're cruising. You shouldn't include the spending and things of that nature. Now, I do agree that if you do upgrade your room, I do think that if you upgrade your room to a suite or something like that, there should be extra perks, right? You're spending more in that way, but I don't believe onboard spending should be included in any of that. So the way Carnival's program currently works now is everybody is issued the VIFP number when they book their first cruise. Now everybody starts off at the blue level for their very first cruise. So after the blue level, from the guest's second booking all the way through their 24th point, they are considered red level. 25 to 75 is then gold. 75 to 99 is platinum, and anything over 200 nights sailed is diamond status. And of course, the higher you get, the higher the status, the more showers you're going to get, the more perks, the more gifts, and all that stuff. It works that way pretty much in any other loyalty program, right? It doesn't matter if it's a cruise line or Best Buy, right? You spend a certain amount of dollars, you're going to start getting more stuff back, right? Grocery store, you spend more money, you get more coupons back. So it's no different, right? The more you spend, the more cruises you go on, the higher your level, and the more perks you're going to get. It's really that simple. Now, some people do want to count that onboard spend, and some cruise lines do. This is a drastic upgrade from what Carnival's previous old policy was, where they didn't even count the nights. They literally just counted the number of cruises that you had. So imagine trying to rack up the amount of points you needed for that. You know, you'd have to go on, twice as many cruises basically to get the same amount of loyalty points. So this is a drastic improvement over their original program, which just counted the number of cruises that you went on. A couple of different other options that Carnival's looking at are things like, if you cruise more frequently, meaning you book multiple times a year, maybe you potentially get more points for that. Maybe if you sail at certain destinations during certain times of year, you get points for that. And other things like, if you sail on a brand new ship, maybe you get extra points for things like that. So they're looking at different ways that they can kind of increase the loyalty and the value and the amount of loyalty program points that you get. But right now, again, nothing is set in stone. They're working through all of this, as John Hield says, with much smarter people. And so I'm sure when they have more information, they'll release it, and we'll bring it to you as well. Hopefully Carnival does improve this program. Any which way you can always look to improve is always a good thing, no matter what the business is. And any way you can draw new customers, that is always the goal, right? When we're talking about any business, you want to increase your customer base. And the more loyalty points you can get and the more perks you can give to people, right, you're gonna naturally increase that, because people want to feel like they're being valued for their money spent. And if you can find ways to do that, certainly you might have a leg up above other companies. Okay, so story number 2. Seattle Tacoma, Washington has made a huge mistake. Yes, they have. So this airport has recently invested over $1 billion. You heard that right, with a B, in order to improve their airport and make way for 20 flights to be lined up in the terminal. Yes, you're probably asking, Eric, what could they have done this drastically wrong? Well, let me tell you, anytime you're doing a major renovation, I don't care if it's your house, I don't care if it's you own a business and you're going to remodel the inside, whatever it is, right? You have people that help you out. That's the architects, that's the engineers, that's the planners, that's the people that are in charge of making the decisions, right? There's usually a conglomerate of people. Certainly when you're spending $1 billion, I would hope you have all the people around you that you need in order to make the right decision. Seattle Tacoma thought they were making the right decision too, until they realized there was a major design flaw to where they couldn't get the 20 planes they anticipated, and they could only get 16, meaning there were not enough gates that they needed. And yeah, it's going to cost them a whopping $78 million to fix the mistake. Could you imagine? That'd be like renovating our home, right? Spending $150,000 on a renovation based upon a design and everything that we thought we were going to add. And then we find out we forgot to add the kitchen. And then in the middle of the process, or even after the process in this case, we're like, oh crap, we've got no place to eat food or make food. We need a kitchen. Now we got to spend $50,000 more to get a new kitchen. Yeah, would not be happy. Certainly Sarah would not be happy if that was the case. But my wife would never let that happen, right? She would never let that happen. She's too smart for that. So yes, that's exactly what happened to Seattle Tacoma, Washington, and their airport. Spend $1 billion, only to find out they made a mistake and have to spend $78 million more. Now the airport's been open for just over a year, and yeah, when they realized that the long haul flights that were coming in were not able to be accommodated, they realized that their design flaw and their mistake, and now they are in works to try to rectify that mistake. And I would hate to be the one that was in charge of that. I would like to think that they don't have their job anymore, and because to write another $78 million check in order to fix this problem would not be good. All right, so to wrap this up, we have Travel Trivia Tuesday. It is Tuesday, people. It's the second day of the week, and we want to start off with the Travel Trivia Tuesday here. And I'm going to give you an easy question. Easy question to start with, and I'm gonna start this one off easy, right? Maybe as the weeks go by and more Tuesdays come, we're gonna get progressively harder, but today we're gonna go with an easy one. And don't fact check me on these, because I did a random Google search, and the first website I popped up with travel trivia questions, it's gotta be 100% right. So unless you found that exact site, you may not be able to replicate my answer, but that's what we're going with today, because I run the show here and I make the rules. So, No. So, Travel Trivia Tuesday question. It's for you, people. Write it down in the comments section below. And before you do that, I need you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel because we got a cool giveaway coming up next week and you got to be a part of that. Plus, you got to like the video because if you like the video, it helps me, helps us, helps our channel promote, and we would love to be promoted. So help us out. We truly appreciate it. And if you have subscribed already, we truly appreciate it. We love you guys. And let's get back to the trivia. So, Travel Trivia Tuesday. Here we go. What is the most forgot item when packing for a vacation? Think about it. What do you think the most forgotten item is when you're packing for a vacation? Think it's your toothbrush? Huh? What do you think? Think it's your pillow? Think it's your deodorant? What do you think it is? Put it in the comment section below. Right? You gotta answer this question. Let us know what you think. What do you think is the most forgotten item when you're traveling? What do you think it is? Let us know. Time's up. Time's up, people. All right, that's going to do it for our video today. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you loved it. And again, go ahead and subscribe. Doesn't cost you a thing. Doesn't cost you anything but about 3 seconds of your time. If you found me stupid, go ahead and hit the like button. If you found me funny, hit the like button. If you found me cute, hit it. Ugly, hit it. Doesn't matter. If you don't even know how you got to this video and you think this is the dumbest video you ever saw, hit the like button, people. All right, so we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and peace.